I'm going to move on to the next feature now that I have those rings of the border established to a point where they're ready for more machining. I need to make a measurement now for these stretchers. I'm going to move this. This is my original drawing for this project. I'm going to move it closer to the camera here. And that's pretty much what I went off of, other than I had another one of these layout boards. This shows that this bottom stretcher is 2.5 inches at the widest point. I also looked at this top ring here, right underneath the tabletop, and I'm going to grab a page here from when I originally did this. As you can see, I already photographed this once, but that doesn't show a real good picture. Let me get a different one. This was quite a process. I made 3 pieces of furniture all at the same time, and I was able to, here's a good one here. If you look at this corner picture here, I'll move it here where you can see, there is no curved apron underneath the edge here, and I actually kind of like the way that looks. And as I thought back, I think the reason I put that apron on there was because I had a piece of plywood underneath this top border here that was to support the slate, but I needed something to cover that ugly edge. The reason I'm going this route here with this along this thread is because I'm limited on time here. I've only got a week to go, and I'm just snitching at this project like in the morning or in the evening or whenever on Saturdays, whenever I can get to it. You can see here that this ring takes a lot of work to make. So I have 2 options. I can just not put the ring in there, and actually this really looks quite attractive to my eye. The other thing is, instead of laminating it like I did this, I could bricklay it and just veneer it, which means take and stack a couple pieces on top, glue them together so that I end up with 1.5 inches, because, or 2 inches, because that's what this shows here, 2-inch thick, and then take a real thin piece of veneer and go around the outside so you don't see the end grain. What I'll probably end up doing though is just leaving the ring off and go from there, just for the sake of time. This would be an interesting thing to show in your video, but it's very labor intensive. I've got to saw. These pieces are probably 1/8 of an inch, maybe 1/10 of an inch, or a little bit thinner, thick. So I need 8 pieces sawing that size, or that thickness, or maybe even 16 pieces. This looks like I did this just half at a time. Then it has to be glued, put in this press here, and fit and everything. I just don't have the time to do that. Not that I'm trying to cheat you on this project, but as I said, this is a variation on it. And since that panel is going to be flush with the bottom of the ring, I don't need a support thing there, and you're not going to see an ugly plywood edge or anything underneath here. Anyway, I don't mean to belabor this point, but I'm just trying to bring you up to speed. Since I did show this in the layout, that's how I originally did this table, and then I had to fit these. That was another big project there too. So I'm not going cheap on you. I'm just going quick and efficient, and it'll be very strong. This was maybe more cosmetic than anything what I did there. So that being said, as I tap danced out of that one, I'm going to measure this off here, and I got to make sure I get to the right line. I've got this on the 1. This is the back side here. It's at 13 5/8, so it looks like I'll need 12 5/8. Let me just check it here. Yes, 12 5/8. There's going to be something else I need to discuss about that, but I will set up that machine after I cut these to length and then discuss this further.